Chloe, how are you?
I'm doing so well. How are you?
I'm doing great. I had such a fun time watching Addams Family. Uh, I love that this is kind of like Wednesday's turn to go on her own personal, existential crisis.
Yes.
Can you talk about what it was like to explore her finding her place in the world?
Yeah, for sure. That's exactly how I felt, honestly. I was so excited when we started to record to find out that, she was such an intrinsic character to this story, and to this film as a whole, in the fact that we really follow her coming of age story, with her really figuring out, is she an Addams? Is she not an Addams? And so it was a whole lot of fun to find those new shades of Wednesday and figure out what those vocalities sounded like and how to get across, sentimentality and things like that in a character that's, 90% of the time monotone and almost like sociopathic. So it was a little bit mind boggling and fun. And it was a bit of a puzzle to kind of pull apart, but I think we had such a fun time. And the writers did such a good job with the comedy elements within the story. Honestly, it's laugh out loud funny in some moments.
Definitely. I love the combination both of your vocal performance and just the deadpan writing in the first place. Of course, having fun is not exactly Wednesday's idea of a good time, but we do get to go on a whole Addams Family road trip. What place was it most fun for you to showcase Wednesday not having fun?
I think I really loved the line when, her mother's like, "How are you doing, darling?" And she's like, "I'm looking at Canada, if that says anything." And I thought the Niagara Falls sequence was so funny. But like, God, Canada's amazing. But what a funny line where like it's just so Adams and it's so Wednesday. And so I think the Niagara Falls sequence and the Grand Canyon sequence, well, also the pageant sequence. The pageant sequence is one of the funniest things where she looks at her father and she's like, "This will not end well for you." And I was like, oh shoot, that is not going to end well.
The pageant sequence was incredible. I love any time that there is that epic contrast between Wednesday and other girls.
I think seeing Wednesday in a blonde wig was terrifying. Like absolutely terrifying. I was like, no, who did that to her?
And they will pay. They will pay.
Oh, and he paid. Yeah, that's for sure.
But I love, the Addams Family is literally always about the Addams Family, what it means to be an Addams, what it means to be family. So for you personally, what does it mean? Like, what is that bond between them that makes them so powerful?
I think, it's their ability to allow them to be themselves. They don't really try to pigeonhole each other. They don't really try to restrain each other. They're allowed to be who they are unabashedly. And I think that's something that I've always really connected to with the Addams, for sure. I've always really found, a sense of comfort in their family dynamic,
Yeah.
and how odd it is and how offbeat it is.
Right. I guess it is like nice because you're like, no matter how much of an oddball I am, there is
Yeah,
somewhere I belong, right? I have my own Addams.
exactly.
um,
We're all honorary Adams.
exactly. Now, hopefully, we're going to get many more adventures to come. But now that Wednesday has overcome this particular hurdle, is there anything that you'd like to explore about her life or her family dynamics next?
I don't know. I'd like to see, it'd be interesting to see Wednesday start dating. You know what I mean? Like, I'd love to see like how Wednesday is if she, likes someone. Because we've seen her navigate herself, and I think it was really wonderful to see her grow in this way and kind of become her own little lady in this family and be respected like one. And I think it'd be interesting to see her like flirt. Like what does Wednesday sound like flirting?
Yeah.
I would love to know.
I love that too, because I think it'd be really easy to imagine how she'd be like, what she'd be like receiving someone's attentions.
Yeah.
Like, but when she wants to give them, now I do want to know that. That's very interesting.
Yeah, exactly. Like, or like dealing with someone being like trying to tell her what to do, and she's like, "What?" Like, excuse me. Like, I just think it'd be interesting to see like a teenage romance with Wednesday.
Oh, I love that idea. Now we need it. Now, what was the most different? Did you guys record this during the pandemic, or was it already mostly done beforehand?
No, we started recording it in the middle of the pandemic. We started at my house in LA, and then I ended up having to leave and go start filming a show in Boston, a movie in Boston. So we ended up recording it predominantly out of my closet in an apartment in Boston. So yeah, all over the place.
I love that. So adaptability was the name of the game then.
Yeah, I mean, I think if anything can be done in the pandemic, voiceover was the perfect thing. You know what I mean? So I felt really lucky to have this to be the creative outlet in a time where I think, sadly there wasn't a lot of opportunity for a lot of people.
True. And hopefully, we'll all have the opportunity to live vicariously through the Addams Family travels in this film when it comes out this week. I cannot wait for everyone to watch it. You guys have so much fun, and I had fun watching you.
Well, thank you. I honestly had so much fun watching it too. I was like, this is a riot of a movie. I absolutely loved it.